Good morning. It has been said, friends are like your backbone. They are always there when you need support. Help Each Other support group at St. Elizabeth is connecting breast cancer survivors and patients and helping them move forward in life after and, of course, during cancer treatment. Mary Ankenbar with St. E and breast cancer survivor Eileen Schroeder tell us how this group is impacting lives. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here today. Well, it has impacted both of your lives, so let's start with you. Let's talk about what this means when you're going and you're seeing these patients together in a group. You do this once a month on Monday nights.
Exactly. Yes, and it's just nice to see everybody get together, interact with one another, share their concerns with each other, maybe that they don't feel comfortable with family members or closer friends, and it indeed helps them to become closer, and even in a social setting.
And you're there to really kind of facilitate that conversation and
Yes.
answer some questions.
Yes. Yeah, each person takes time to go around and share their story. Sometimes it's other things in their life that's going on, not related to breast cancer, and they can kind of share that and get that off their chest.
And that's where you found it was so helpful, too, to talk to these people that you wouldn't necessarily talk to your spouse or your family about. So what has it been like for you? You are still going.
Yes.
You are a survivor.
Yes.
You were diagnosed, 4 years ago?
Correct.
So how did it help you throughout your journey?
After my surgery, I met a really sweet friend from church, and she had mentioned this group, and she said, "Come on, Eileen, go with me." And I said, "Okay." So when I went, I found that I can talk from deep within about feelings that I had from discomforts from certain things that we go through in the healing process and on our journey. And when I came to this group, it was just like a breath of fresh air. These women understand some of these issues.
Yeah, you're not
And
sitting around
it's
all the
so
time
nice.
crying or upset.
No,
You say there's
no.
so much laughter. Tell me
Yes.
about that.
Yes, well, there's stories you can tell about, well,
Some of the stuff you don't talk about with everybody?
well, there's some private little things, with comfort measures, with clothing especially. It's like, oh no, I got to find this to fit or that to fit. And the hair, that we do go through hair loss through chemo. There's a lot of discomfort with chemo.
and that can be shared.
And that
then.
can be shared, and it's like you're not walking alone. It's a journey
And this-
together with people that understand you.
Well, and for a lot of people, perhaps you don't have family close by or a big group of friends. You're an
Correct.
introvert.
Correct.
So you still connect with these people down the road.
Yes, and that's what's good about the support group. There's so many of us that some of them are over 10 years survivors, and they still come back. So it's like, I'm coming back, but maybe I can touch somebody else's life, in a positive way.
And you said that this was started by 2 breast cancer patients or survivors.
2 survivors, I would say maybe 20 years ago, found each other and thought they needed a support system, so they approached St. Elizabeth and asked if they would sponsor a support group. So that's when it started, by 2 ladies who felt like they needed someone to talk to and share their story with, and so it's been going strong ever since.
Well, and unfortunately, there's always new people at this point who are diagnosed, and they
Right.
need that help.
Right.
What do you see between people that you find so special? You've been able to witness so many different connections being made as you've been doing it for several years now.
They just have an opportunity to open up and end up through that coming closer with each other. Some, as I said before, do things socially. Out of this group has come a quilting group, and recently a knitting group, and these women get together at one of the girls' houses and knit chemo caps for patients they bring back to the Cancer Care Center. So they interact. Some of them go out socially after the meeting and have a drink or two and
Have a good time.
Have a good time. yes.
Exactly. And you've worn one of those chemo caps before. You've been there.
I have, and they do keep you warm in the wintertime. And I wanted to say, with a nurse navigator like Mary, she has been such a support, because there's some issues medically that we're not keyed into, like medication and things like that. So I think St. E's has a beautiful program for us. So I thank St. E's for having this group, for survivors.
When I'm able to talk to them in the green room before we come out here, and I can just tell how much it's impacted both of you. And you were saying, too, that people who are new to treatment can come in and talk to people like Eileen and say,
Absolutely.
what do I do?
If they're struggling, when I see them in the office, if they're struggling, I can say, you know what, there's a group of women that get together this Monday night or whatever, and come and ask them. They've walked down that road, and they can share their feelings with you. And you still make your own decisions, but you can kind of get some firsthand information instead of me telling you what to expect. You can hear it from those who have been there.
Well, so Eileen, when do you all meet?
It's the first Monday of every month, and it's from 7 to 9 at the St. E's Breast Center. Right in front there, we'll have a big sign on the window, and please come and join us, and we have snacks.
Food score.
That's right. So, and it's just really casual.
Yeah.
And don't feel bad wearing a scarf or a hat, because a lot of us
Oh,
did.
absolutely.
Yeah, Eileen said she went if she felt good or not, so don't feel like you have to put on your best.
No.
People are accepting you no matter what
Exactly.
you look like
Right.
or
No
feel
makeup
like.
is fine.
Okay.
So-
Eileen, they're two fun ladies. I'm just going to say that. So I would encourage you to go if you need that support. Thank you, Mary and Eileen. We appreciate it.
thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.